Okay, so here's the next part. I'm just going to show you. This is my Atlas, Ancient Atlas pasta machine. So
Note the authentic kitchen sounds in the background.
And I just want to show you this. This is what it looks like. And yes, there's Vanna White. This is the machine, so I'm going to put it together. Because one of the things that I told you about is the settings. So just so you can see, here's the settings from 1, 2, 3, 4. So they go all the way up to 6. But I wanted to show you that so that you would know what I was talking about in the email that I sent you with the recipe.
And it will just...
All right, so now I'm going to put the machine together and I put it on the counter. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and screw it on and then show you how I did it. So it has this clamp that you clamp it to your countertop or table or whatever you have that's big and that's solid. I used to do it on the breadboard years ago, but we don't even have a breadboard anymore, so that's not practical. And then, but I've done it everywhere. I've had this machine since the 70s, so I think about 1975 or 1976. So that's, I mean, you can tell the box is really kind of a mess, but it works. It holds it. So I'm going to show you how I did that, so you can see. Here, let me. So I have it right here on my countertop, just like that. So that's step 1. Okay, so here's my pasta, and I have that in here. I've got, this is the handle that you roll it with, and I'm going to start it on number 1, because that's the fattest on the machine. So I'm going to start it on number 1. And I'm going to take out a small amount of the pasta, and you'll see it's really come together nicely. So I'm only going to use about this much, maybe a little less. Yeah, a little less. So I'm going to just do this, and I'm going to start flattening it. So I push it through. I put the machine on top of a cutting board, that way, and the only reason that I do that is just because it catches all the pieces and it keeps it a little tidier is all. It doesn't have to be on a cutting board like that. I just am doing it. So as you can see, I'm going to roll it through a bunch of times and try and get it nice and smooth and get the edges even. So I'm going to keep rolling it through on number 1 until I get it to be about how I want it as far as the shape. And this is just going to make flat, long flat, like lasagna type sheets. And I've used this for lasagna too. It's delicious. Makes really tender lasagna, but you don't have to cook it before you assemble it. Like you do dry noodles. You know how you have to cook them before you assemble your lasagna. Well, you don't have to do that with this. They are perfect. And then they just cook up a little bit. See how this is getting so nice and flat and smooth? So I'm going to move it to the number 2 setting and do it again. And then to number 3. And you just kind of pull it through, help it smooth out. Here we're at number 4. And you can see it's getting longer. Number 5. Oops, I tore off a piece, but that's okay. I am going to smoosh it on there and run it through again. If it tears a little bit, that's okay. But I'm just going to smoosh it on there and run it through again so it'll all be smooth. And sometimes, if it's too wet, you have to add a little bit of flour to it while you're doing it. I'm going to lay that there. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to stop at 5 because this is the thickness that I want. And I'm going to cut it now. So this machine has two settings. It has like a flat setting, and then it also has round, like for spaghetti. And then Roger got me an additional one. No, I guess it's fettuccine and then the flat noodles. And then Roger got me one that has round noodles for making spaghetti. So there's a lot of different attachments that you can get. And then I want to show you, this is my pasta rack. And this you can't buy. I think they have something kind of similar at like Sur La Table or maybe Williams Sonoma, one of those type of places. But Bumpa Bill made this for me, maybe back in 1978. He was doing woodworking, and so he made me one. And then Brother Pete liked it, and so he made him one too. So we both have them. They're kind of specialized, not something you can just find anywhere, but it really works nice. So I'll show you how it works. So I'm gonna make flat noodles tonight. So I have my sheet that I just rolled out. I attached this other unit to it. It's not right. There we go. And now I'm going to run this through. And you have to kind of get it started. It's kind of like a paper cutter, like a paper shredder. You know, you just kind of get it started. And then I take one of my things here. And that's it. So there you saw it from start to finish where we made all the pasta, and that's how we roll it out. And then I put it on the rack. You can see it on the rack hanging there until all of them are done. And then you just do a big pot of boiling water and throw them in, but they don't have to cook very long, maybe a minute. You just bring the water back to a boil. So I'm going to make that recipe that I showed you, or I sent you from Emily Baird, and I'm going to add shrimp to it. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. Anyway, that's it, Patty. I hope you find this instructional and it helps you make good pasta. Talk to you later. Love you.